Hi guys! This week is book week and I've decided to review two books that I finished recently. I also blogged about these books recently, so if you'd rather read the contents of this video rather than watch me say them, maybe I'll link to the blog post down below. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. First book I'm going to talk about is This Is How You Lose Her by Junot Díaz. This is a collection of short story type essay things, most of which feature the same couple of central characters. When I started this book, I don't know why, for some reason assumed that it was autobiographical, or at least semi-autobiographical, and I really hated the author. I was like, I can't believe that he would write about his experiences with women in such a cavalier way when he's clearly such an asshole. Like, he just has such casual disregard for all of the women in his life. Then about halfway through there's a chapter called Autre Vida, Autre Revers, which is written from the perspective of a woman. And then I kind of realised, I was like, oh, maybe this is completely fictional. So it was much easier to enjoy when I realised that none of this was how a real author treated his companions. Companions? He's not the Doctor. I think that kind of shows though how real this book feels. There's a hell of a lot of Spanish in it, to the point where I had to have Google Translate open because I don't speak Spanish, and there's a lot of it and you kind of can't really get a full sense of what the author is saying without knowing at least some Spanish, I think. But I kind of like that. It kind of immerses you in the culture more and it kind of enhances that kind of experience. It's really quick to read, it's really interesting, it's really sad and it's funny and it's really sharp, and yeah, I liked it a lot and I would recommend it. Second book I'm going to talk about is A Hologram for the King by Dave Eggers, which was the first Dave Eggers book I ever read. So I didn't really know what to expect going in. I just heard a lot about Dave Eggers and I saw this book of Waterstones and I was like, do you know what, let's buy it. It's a bit of a weird book because nothing really happens plot wise. Like, all the characters spend the entirety of the book almost waiting for a specific event to happen, and then it does happen and it's over in about a paragraph. And the book kind of just ends and it's kind of left hanging in terms of a lot of the plot threads. Like, you don't really get much character resolution for any of the characters, which I was a bit disappointed by. Like, it doesn't give you any kind of hint about what might happen to any of these people going forward, which is frustrating. Despite that, I really enjoyed it. Again, it kind of mirrors the other one. It feels really real. You really feel like you get to know the characters, especially the main character, who is a businessman called Alan. I should have told you more about the plot of this book. Alan goes to Saudi Arabia to try and sell some kind of fancy IT technology to the king of Saudi Arabia. That's the book. There's a lot of anecdotes from his past, so you kind of get to know his ex-wife and his daughter a little bit. And he also meets some really interesting characters. Dialogue is really realistic. I really like that. But you have to expect that nothing's going to happen, I think. I tried to get my mum to read this book and she was bored and gave up within a couple of pages because really nothing of note happens. But I still think it's worth reading. I think you've all probably read it already. If you haven't read it, I recommend you read it because I think it's worth a read, and I think Dave Eggers is a really good writer, and I'll be hopefully getting my next Dave Eggers book really soon. At the moment I'm reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I'm doing a big Harry Potter reread, which has taken me a lot longer than I expected it to. I'm also midway through A Dance with Dragons Part 1, which is, I've been trying to get through that since July, and it's After I finish Order of the Phoenix, I think I'm going to read Wonder by R.J. Palacio, which Abby very kindly lent me. Thank you, Abby. After I finish Wonder, I might go back to my Harry Potter reread, but I also kind of want to read The Hunger Games. I saw Catching Fire yesterday, which was Sunday, and it was amazing, and it made me really want to read other books, much more than the first film did. So I think I might do that over Christmas, maybe. I'm also getting a load of books for Christmas, hopefully, that I'm really excited about. So we should do another book week soon. Hope you all had a good day today, and I'll see you next week. Bye!